So today we are trying to discuss what I try to say or compile it as the problem of truth. What is the problem of truth? The problem of truth is the moment you try to fetch it, it immediately becomes phony. It immediately gets shallow. So how to understand it? We actually don't have the words that in single expression depicts two different realities, hold two different realities under the same magnitude. We don't have such words. For example, if I want to say that uh, he is completely different me, in the same breath, he is exactly what I am. We don't have word for this. For example, we can never invent a single word to express this thing. For example, this is the moment when we actually completely understand each other, but we miss to see each other. We don't have a single word to define this. We don't have a single word to define when we say that we become what we want to become. This is completely truth. And we can never become what we never are. So this says that I am already what I am trying to aspire to become. This is also true. But if you observe these two statements are different from each other. For example, you are seeing me, for example, through your screens. But what you are seeing your own device, the same screen of your own device. So you think, okay, if you would sit in front of me while we were recording it, then you will see me. Even then, it will not be truth because you know the physics. The rays from your eyes will strike on me. I will reflect back the electrons to your eyes, and your eyes make an image. So you say, okay, but uh, I can touch you. That signifies that you were real. Because how to testify someone that it is real or not? So then I say, okay, when you touch me, quantum physics says that we never actually touch anyone. The moment we try to touch these two fingers, the electrons which sits here will touch, will come closest to the electrons of this hand. But actually, if we magnify it and see this view, nothing is actually touching either other. At the last, you will find two repulsive forces repelling each other. We don't merge. We just come that closer so that repulsion start acting. So we don't have the word to say this that we touch someone and we never actually touch someone. There is no word to express this thing. In one breath, we can say that women's or men's are completely different from each other, which is true, which is definitely true. And we can also say that if we look at the crux, actually there is nothing which is opposing each other. Both are actually same. Only 10% biologically, psychologically are differences. Otherwise, same legs, same species, same genes, everything, kidney, liver, heart, everything is same. 90% is same, but it is also true. Sameness is sameness looks like it is winning right now. But is it sameness in reality, or it is the difference in both realities? Both are equally true. We don't have a single word to say what it is then. So that's why when we try to fetch truth, we end up generating some opinions, some dogmas, some presumptions, some assumptions. We end up here. But because both realities are always true, this is how this world is designed. And that is the exact problem of truth. Is, for example, such questions appear in front of many big names in the history. For example, when the wife of in Jatakatha, when it is said that the wife of Buddha asked Buddha, that Gautam Buddha, uh, the wife of Buddha asked Buddha that, can you tell me that what you get enlightenment or this stuff, what you get while ditching me could never be attained if I would be with you. He was speechless because both are true, both are wrong. It is also a fact if Gautam Buddha continued to live with his wife, he would never attain that. But whatever he attained, the wife was never problem in that. But which statement, which narration is true? That's the in a way we can say that the Italians or the Germans are are completely different from what Asians or Indians are. And it is true, it is factually true. And it would also be true if I frame it like this way, that actually Italians, Indians, you know, uh, Germans or uh, Philippines or any Asian country or Chinese, actually they are same in almost all aspects. They groomed in, there is a common reality which is uniting us Indians or them Germans. But incident could be different, but language could be different. But the impulse to generate a language as a civilization was same. But impulse to convey what we want to say were same. But the pre-psychological structures in both species were same. Both functions like holding the belief, searching for the truth. At the same time, we do this. So that is the precise problem with truth. We don't actually have names in our language that can easily, comfortably hold two different realities. I guess there were few words which were used in the earlier, and that's the exact point when those who were familiar with truth have to generate not stories but mythologies. Mythology is not that what tells you what is truth. Mythology tries to become what is truth. And this difference is very significant. So, for example, in Indian Vedantic culture, there is Advait and Vedant. There is beautiful word and which is used very frequently in my Ayurvedic text also, but we, including me, we miss it. The word is mithya. So, in Ayurvedic context, myth has been used that ir- irrespective and irreproportional, mixture of two things. That is mithya. There is no pattern in it. There is no equality. There is no ratio decided. That is also myth. But when we use in myth in the Advaitic philosophy, we say Brahm Satya Jagat Mithya. So we automatically assume that if Brahm is the energy principle is Satya, then Jagat Mithya means the world, the Jagat, the world we live in must be false. But for false, the correct word would be asatya. So they have used the word mithya. The word myth itself says that what is illusionary truth. So those culture try to invent some words which has the capacity, which has the ability to hold two different realities at the same time. But what we have done with those words, we have dismantled, we have degraded up to now we have the freeze meaning of those words who were never invented or used to freeze something, such a dynamical thing. So the problem is we actually don't have words which can carry both the realities in the same expression. And that is the precise problem of truth. The moment we try to declare it, the moment we try to establish it, we miss it. And from this magnitude, I remember a idea that I just synthesized. Uh, I said, and listen it very carefully, the moment you become honest to the truth, The moment you become very loyal to the truth, what we call as the dharma originates in you, the righteousness originates in you. But the moment you try to pursue dharma, which later on turns as religion, the moment you focus, the moment you uh, want to pursue dharma directly instead of the truth, you end up, in numerous of things, the rituals, the dogmas, the insecurities, the agendas. That's the precise problem of truth. That the moment you try to pursue it through path, it loses itself. But the moment you devote yourself completely to the truth, it start giving you a path, and that path is usually recognized as the spiritual path in ancient understanding. Later, that spirituality is freezed, and we call it religion. But it is always originated, and you see, we can also say it like this: those who pursue truth ultimately creates a dharma in them. But the moment I want to create or imbibe dharma in me directly, skipping the truth, I am doing the biggest adharam, and I am doomed to fall in a valley of darkness. Thank you.